of Rochester. My name is Caroline Robinson, and I'm the Dean of the Virtual Chapter for the AGO in the Northeast region. I'm here with my friends Jacob and Brian in the Fountain Court at the Memorial Art Gallery. They're going to help me to demonstrate the wonderful Italian Baroque organ we have on display here in the gallery.
In 1979, organ builder Gerald Vaux went on vacation in Italy and spotted the organ in bits and pieces on the floor of an antique shop. The proprietor of the shop was planning to sell the parts to be made into new furniture. Gerald saw the musical potential in front of him and bought the instrument.
However, some mystery surrounds the origins of the instrument. The year 1770 is inscribed in two of the pipes original to the organ, but much of it probably dates from earlier into the Baroque era, notably the case and the wind chest. The exact builder or builders of the organ are still unknown.
The funds and vision for the organ's restoration materialized over 20 years later when the Eastman School of Music bought the instrument from Vaux. The organ builder packed up the instrument and accompanied it on a ship across the Atlantic. Vaux and his team assembled the organ right here in the Fountain Court, where it has made its home for over 10 years now.
Now that you have a sense for the history of the instrument, let's take a look at the specs. As you can see, there's one manual and a short compass pedal. In the bottom octave of both the manual and the pedal, we have what we call a short octave, meaning that the notes of the C major scale are taken up by these keys here. The same thing in the pedal.
As you can see, this organ has 14 stops. In the middle row, we have the principal chorus, beginning with the 8-foot in two halves, a bass and a soprano, and then adding all the mutations up through 1 1/3 foot. We can use the ripieno or tira tutti stop to pull on or off all of the ripieno except for the 8-foot. Here is an example of the ripieno being built on. As you can see here, each stop has either a name or a Roman numeral above its draw knob. The number signifies the interval or number of pitches above the fundamental that stop sounds. For instance, the octave stop sounds an octave above the fundamental, while, for instance, the 19th or decima nona sounds 2 octaves and a fifth, which is 19 notes above the fundamental. That makes it a 1 1/3 foot stop.
The left row consists of flute stops. We'll begin with the 4-foot flute. Two knobs below the 4-foot flute are mutations and offer a variety of color. The tierce flute, only in the treble, allows for a multi-manual effect, useful for a solo sound.
The voce umana, when used with the 8-foot principle, is somewhat like a modern celeste, creating a gentle undulation in the sound. This would have been used at the elevation of the host during the Eucharist. In fact, many pieces titled Elevation were composed for this specific stop combination, to be played in that particular context.
The tromboncini is actually not original, but was reconstructed for this organ. It has a very present forward sound, somewhat like battle trumpets. The organ also has two special effects, the tamburo, or drum, and uccelliera, which is Italian for aviary and creates a bird effect. By pressing the top pedal, the tamburo engages the 4 lowest pipes at once, creating the effect of a drum. The uccelliera is used by pulling down a knob below the main column of stops. Several pipes submerged in water upside down create a whistling sound similar to birdsong.
We hope you've enjoyed this demonstration of Eastman's Italian Baroque Organ, the only instrument of its kind in the United States. Come visit us sometime at the Memorial Art Gallery here in Rochester. Now Jacob will play us out with the RICERCAR del SESTO tono by SPERINDIO BERTOLDO.